In behavioral health SEO, how do you separate yourself from the competition in competitive markets? Because in pretty much every competitive market, all of the competitors are going to be doing the basics properly. They're going to have really good technical SEO. They're going to have really good on page SEO. They're going to be making pretty much all the same pages. They're going to be targeting all of the same keywords. They're going to be in all of the same directories. They're going to have all of the major citations. So once you get all of that cleaned up, then how does Google decide who are they going to rank number one? And from my personal experience, the biggest ranking factor that's going to separate yourself is going to be website authority through backlinks and brand mentions. And so when it comes to building up your website authority and getting brand mentions, how do you actually do this? And from my experience, it's by getting backlinks and building relationships with the biggest and most well-known websites in your local area. And the thing about getting backlinks from these websites is that it's extremely difficult. These are not backlinks where you can go in, reach out to the Dallas local news and ask them, hey, can you write a press release about our addiction treatment center? You just can't do that. You can't ask a university to link to one of your money pages. It's just not going to happen. You can't pay these big established websites in your area to link to you. And so really the websites in behavioral health that rank the highest for those competitive terms are typically going to be the ones that have built relationships with the powerful, with the high authority local sites, with the local organizations, with the universities in their area. And because they've built up those relationships with these website owners or the people that are publishing the website content, they're able to get backlinks. Let's take, for example, let's say you're a treatment center in Dallas and the Dallas Morning News, it's a big website for Dallas. How do you get a backlink from them? Well, typically what you are going to need to do is build relationships with the people that are publishing content on the Dallas Morning News. Okay. And it doesn't start out by a direct response relationship. You don't just ask them, hey, can you link to my homepage? Hey, can you publish a story about XYZ at my treatment center? That's really not going to happen. Typically, the way this works is you develop relationships with them by giving them something that they want. You offer proprietary data. Let's say there's a journalist in Dallas who publishes stories about people in Dallas struggling with addiction, right? Something that you might want to do is get proprietary data about fentanyl use in the Dallas area and collect first party data from not from other websites, but you do your own research. You collect data, you give it to the journalists, any local journalists in your area who are publishing content about addiction, right? And you just give it to them. You don't say, hey, please cite us. You offer, hey, we have a cool piece of data. I think it might be cool. You might appreciate it if you took a look at it. You can welcome to use it. You're welcome to not use it, right? And you begin developing relationships. You make a comment about the article that a journalist, but hey, I saw the recent news article that you published about alcohol. I thought it was really good because of XYZ. Or maybe there's a local charity in your organization that helps youth get sober. And you're like, hey, I noticed you're having XYZ event. We have a clinician that's available on that day. If you guys wouldn't mind, I'm happy to send them out to go speak at your event, right? Giving them something that they would want without asking for anything in return. Developing these relationships with the people who are publishing content in your area on these high authority sites. And this is kind of the work that nobody wants to do because it takes time. You're not going to instantly get backlinks from these sites. You can't just pay for them like the other directories, the other citations, the other backlinks you can get. And that's why they're so valuable, because they can't be copied. And so what I've really seen is the people or the websites that are going to rank number one in behavioral health in these competitive industries are going to be the websites that have the best relationships with the most powerful website publishers in the area. And it takes time. You have to kind of take an approach of give, 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 give. And that's just what we see, especially with behavioral health organizations that hire agencies. Agencies are going to do all the basics for you, but as far as that relationship building, like not many agencies are going to do that because it takes work. It's not guaranteed. You can't say, hey, we're going to get you X amount of links this month. That's not how it works, but that's why it's so valuable. And so really, as the space gets more competitive, the websites with the best relationships with the most powerful website publishers, in my experience, are typically going to be the ones that rank the highest, because at the end of the day, Google doesn't have much to separate us because everybody's doing kind of the same thing. They're publishing kind of the same content. It's all commoditized. What's not commoditized is building up those relationships. It's just like referral relationships. When you're developing relationships with other if you develop a relationship with occupational therapists, with hospitals to send you referrals, right? That's something that takes time. The same process goes for getting good quality backlinks. You have to build those relationships. And that's what we're really striving to do on behalf of our clients is take a long-term approach, build the proper relationships with the right people in the local area, because at the end of the day, you can get powerful backlinks from high authority websites, but if they're not in your local area, it's not going to help near as much with local SEO. We're finding the local pack is really where it's kind of most of the traffic has been going towards. And so, yeah, that's really the biggest factor we've seen with our clients and other websites that are ranking number one in these competitive industries.